Hello and welcome back. This one I've been thinking about for a while. I am taking my beloved MAC Face and Body. I'm using the Studio Radiance one. I know. There's just, basically they have phased out the original MAC Face and Body. If you don't know, there's I think one shade left on their website. So this is what we can get our hands on now, and we just have to make the best of it. If you don't love it, hopefully this video actually helps you in finding ways to make it better for you. So I'm going to be using that. Mine is the shade N3, and what I'm doing, as you could tell from the title of the video, I am mixing it with other foundations, other products to basically give you a different finish. And I think sometimes we forget that we don't have to just use it alone. So if you don't love maybe the glowiness factor, maybe it has, in my opinion, lighter coverage than the original. If you don't love those things, there are things we can do to fix it. And I am going to show you that right now. So without further ado, please do like, subscribe, and I will tell you the fun fact if you do so. I'm going to tell you the fun fact of Dana if you don't. So here you go. Today's fun Dana fact is that I am left-handed. I am a typical left-handed person. I kind of think, I guess, more creatively than a lot of people. Maybe not a lot of people, but left-handed people tend to be more creatives. And I actually have good handwriting. I know a lot of left-handed people don't. Yeah, just a little layer onto the menagerie of facts about myself. Okay, hair's up. Let's get into it. So I have sunscreen on, which is silly because I'm going to be washing my face multiple times, but I do have sunscreen on. That's what the glow is from. And before you use MAC anytime, you gotta shake it up real good. I'm gonna be doing half of my face with one method, half the other, just because otherwise I would be washing my face 6 times, so we'll cut that in half at least. So the first method is, I'm gonna be showing you with basically kind of your standard MAC Face and Body. So put it on with your hands. That's important, very important, because you're not going to get the foundation to set like you would if you don't use your hands. So I will do that and then we will be right back. Okay, so it's on. I feel like this is the most obvious application method, but maybe you just don't think about it. So next is I'm going to cover any areas that I need more coverage with concealer. And I have the Kosas Revealer Concealer in the shade 4. And I tend to use my fingers a lot, but you can use a sponge or a brush. So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I know this is the most obvious one, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but it's just a good reminder that just because you may think that the new Radiant Face and Body is maybe a little bit less coverage, doesn't mean that you can't cover up or conceal any extra spots with concealer. So that's what I did here. I think that's a really good everyday basic technique. Next up, we are going to be mixing. So I'm going to be kind of going in order of less coverage to more coverage. And so the first one that I'm going to be mixing it with is the Glossier Skin Perfecting Tint, or Perfecting Skin Tint. And I have this in the shade G8. So what I do, you could use a palette, but I just use the palm of my hand. And honestly, I don't need a ton, especially because I'm doing half of my face. Since I'm doing light coverage, I really don't want a ton. And then I just mix it. This is also a great way to maybe get a shade match better. Say you got a MAC Face and Body that's not the right shade. If you mix it with something you already have to lighten the shade or darken the shades, it's also a good technique. This is actually one of my very favorites because I still think that the MAC Radiance has enough coverage, but obviously this one has the least coverage out of anything, but it gives you a little bit more of a radiant tint. I guess you don't need that with the Radiant one, but with the old version, it was really nice because it kind of gave it a little bit more of a glow than standard just face and body. So look at that, just my side by side. You can see this one just has less coverage, but because it has the MAC Face and Body, it has enough coverage basically. And once you actually rub it in, which I didn't do a great job of, you'll get that kind of that set down, which is the reason that I mix things with it. Because with this, if you just use the Glossier, it's not going to ever set down, and it's going to be kind of like moving on your face. But by combining the two, you get kind of the benefits of like the no makeup, but with the set down of the MAC. So, which side do you prefer? Okay. Next, we're going to be mixing it with the Fenty Eaze drops. This, to me, in my sole opinion, not telling you that this should be your opinion, this is more of a medium kind of coverage foundation for me. I know it's marketed as Eaze drop skin tint kind of thing, but I definitely think it has more coverage. I've done a video about it with other skin tints. If you want, you can go check that out here. But for the sake of my life and my video, I'm going to be using it as a medium coverage foundation. If you don't count this as medium coverage, by all means, use your own medium coverage. But the whole point of this video is to give you ideas, not to just tell you exactly what you need to use. So if you have something you consider more medium coverage, just use that. This is just for me, you know, my life. Okay, so I have the two shades, and you can tell this one's the Face and Body. It's a little bit warmer, peachier. Oh, and then this one is the Fenty, more neutral, kind of cooler tone. And I'm just going to mix them around. So the benefit of adding these two together, I think, is that you're going to get almost a transfer-proof base, because obviously the MAC Face and Body has that kind of technology where by rubbing with your hands you get it to set. But I think the Fenty, in my experience, also sets down pretty nicely and can be a little bit more matte for some. So actually this is a great way to wear it, and this is one of my favorite ways, because you're getting the kind of like more matte consistency and like finish from the Fenty, but with the new radiant kind of finish from the MAC Face and Body. Super easy, just goes on like a dream. Both of these go on so nicely, and as you can see, I have quite a bit of coverage from that, but nothing too crazy. So again, if you don't think Fenty is medium coverage, use something that's more medium coverage. But I do think there's something special about mixing these two. If you want more coverage and you want something to kind of really set and last on your face, this combination is a really great combo. Next up, we are going to be mixing the MAC Face and Body. I'm going to say MAC Face and Body so many times, so don't drink each time I say it. And I did just a little bit of the Thrive Causemetics Buildable Blur because it is quite full coverage. You could do more. This is just for me, personal preference. I don't tend to want a ton. And the Thrive one, which, oh gosh, which side did I do? I did this side already, so I need to do this side. The Thrive is quite full coverage in my opinion, but again, if you have something that's fuller coverage, by all means, use that. Okay, simple, easy, very quick, and like I've said before, one of the benefits of mixing MAC with other things, specifically Face and Body, even if it's the Radiance version, is that you're gonna get that set. And you're gonna use, if you use your hands, you're gonna get it even more. You could use a brush. I could go in and brush it around, but once you use your hands, you're really gonna get it to set like it should. So look at that though. This one is a beautiful side of coverage. I think it's, for me, the most full coverage that I would wear. And then this one, it's so dry. Like, it's dry to the touch, which is the benefit of the Fenty and the MAC. So, great options in my book. I feel like my camera moves. I don't know why. I didn't move it, but we're back. My hair is getting a little rattier as we go, as I wash my face. So please excuse my hair. That was basically, we went from just normal with concealer to light coverage with the Glossier, then medium coverage with the Fenty, and then, in my opinion, fuller coverage with the Thrive. So now this is when you get to be creative. And these are just some options. You could do anything basically with what you have, or if you see a product that you really want to mix it with, this is when I give you free reign. I've been giving you free reign, but more so now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it with Tried and True Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This one's a little trickier just because it does come in the doe foot applicator, but it should work pretty well. So I just take it and then I put, you know, however much you want, and you can always do more. And I have it in the shade 4. It's, I feel like, a consistent number in my life in terms of foundations. And then I just blend. This is no different than every other time. And with the Charlotte Tilbury, it does have coverage. So if you've ever used it, you'll know that. That's why it's actually one of these really perfect things to blend with the MAC Face and Body. And if you feel like maybe the MAC Face and Body is a little too matte for you, or like not the finish that you want, I think with the Radiant version, you might not need more glow, but some people might like it, and this is the option for them. I just love the feeling that you get when you mix the MAC Face and Body. It just gives you that automatic like tugging, which I know that sounds bad, but it's basically the foundation setting on your face, and then you know it's not going anywhere. Look at that. Look at that glow. So the next one I'm gonna be kind of doing as like a bronzer. So this is a great option. So for me, the Charlotte Tilbury, it's kind of like my normal summer color, so it didn't give me too much of a bronzed look. But if you're looking for maybe like that oomph and you really want to look bronzed and glowy, you can mix it with any liquid bronzer, or maybe a cream, but probably not. So I have 2 options here. Very, very different ends of the spectrum. We have the Flower Beauty Heatwave Bronzing Essence, I believe it's called. Oh wow. It got all like hard. Maybe I just gotta shake it up. And then we have the other end, which is the Chanel Le Beige. Oh, this is new to me and I'm kind of obsessed. I'm not gonna use it today, but I'm just offering it as an idea. But yeah, this stuff, gotta mix it. I just watched Alana use this, and I think she had the same problem. It's not that old, but luckily for me, I don't need a ton of it. Guys, I keep forgetting which side of my face I need to do. I actually had to take off one whole side because I did 2 on the same side. It gets very confusing with the monitor and then my mirror. Okay, so it's not coming across on camera as much, but I guarantee you I look like a bronze glowy goddess. I went overboard. I wouldn't suggest you do as much of it, especially this product, just because it is so strong. But the whole point, again, is that it's an idea. It's a way to mix your face and body so that you get the exact right coverage or dew or, you know, glow. I don't know. Whatever you want, you can mix it with this product, and it's just the most versatile product. So that's it. I think my face was like, please stop. I need you to stop washing me. So I'm going to end it here. I hope this gave you some ideas. Of course, like I mentioned, these are not all the ideas out there. You could do it with so many different products, but it's just to give you inspiration so you can make it work for you, especially if you don't love the Radiance version. I know that there are a lot of people out there that don't. So these are some options, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.